Yep.
Oh, let me just check how this is going, how we can see this on the YouTube. Okay, well, we are live on Kiki and Kibitz, so that's exciting. So I guess we'll just wait for people to come on in. Come on in.
Come on in, baby. I'm telling
I
you.
don't know how I'm so enthusiastic when a day ago I was like flat in bed like a potato.
Oh my God. Were you scared that you had COVID or
I
anything?
actually took a test and I sent it out to my friends on Snapchat and they were like, "Is that a pregnancy test?" And I'm like, "No, it's a
Yeah.
COVID rapid test that they do in Germany."
A pregnancy test. That's funny.
Yeah, it's basically what it looked like.
I want you to know I can't see the chat. I can't see our YouTube window at all. I can only see Zoom. So,
Oh, yes, of course. Let me link it to you to it.
no,
How
no, it's not
interesting.
you. It's the way Maria has her screens laid out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely public, and
Cool.
I
Well, hello,
can see that
everybody.
we're streaming.
Hello, hello. Hello from San Jose, California, a place where I no longer come that much. Can you
Just
tell?
waiting.
Okay.
I don't know if any people are watching yet,
And
but
I can't see.
there's one person watching.
Probably,
Whoop-de-doo.
probably Mary.
She's loyal.
She's so supportive. It's beautiful. Everybody should have a friend like Mary.
Oh, it is Mary. Hi, Mary.
Yes. Mary, I can't see the comments, so I'm just
Yeah,
letting you
don't worry. I'm in
know.
charge of that today. I got you.
Okay, I can't even see. I can't believe I'm even on time. Hi, Mary. I made it here on time. Can we all start with an Um,
Um,
um.
you want to start us off with your typical gig?
I so do. I can't wait.
Go for
So,
it.
welcome to Kiki and Kibit's Survivor Live podcast with me, Brianna, and a guy with blue hair, Alex.
Hi.
That's the guy with blue hair, in case you couldn't tell.
I'm really excited to be here. Even a cold can't stop me.
I know he's sick. I came from a funeral, but we're committed. So we're committed to you, Mary, our one viewer.
The episode last night was really good, so I'm particularly excited to talk
Yeah.
about it.
I tried to like in the beginning. I was like, Brianna, don't forget, pay attention to the edit, and then I totally forgot.
Pay attention to the
I
edit.
was like, I should try to notice the things Alex notices,
Yeah,
but it
it
was
is what it is. No,
the
honestly, like I really enjoyed this episode a lot more because we
why?
actually got to see the human aspect of people, and there was literally like no, literally zero advantages found or hidden. Nobody was sent to a
Yeah.
freaking island. We didn't have to hear any of that shit.
No,
We
there was
just got
only
to
an
see,
advantage that was pilfered,
yeah,
basically.
we only got to see people for like who they are and not for what advantage they found or like how they
Mhm.
didn't challenge. I'm really appreciative of that because that's what I've been missing in the first three episodes. This was good. Um,
This season feels notably different, don't you think? Like just, and I don't know if it's because it's 26 days or what the hell it is, but like it
mhm.
does not feel like Survivor Pass to me, and I'm not exactly sure why.
Mm, I don't know. I feel like it's probably the pace of the game for sure. And it's just I guess the way that they present certain characters is just very different. Like I think some people are really visible a lot and
Mhm.
others are barely visible at all. And that's why you can't really like form bonds with certain people that you would like to. And I
Yeah,
guess it might also
Mary
be
noticed.
just
Mary did tweeted or did an Instagram story, or maybe it was Twitter, and she's like, "Last week you didn't even know who Heather or Erica were."
exactly,
It
but it was that bad. Like you
was
saw
almost like
nothing
the
of
work that
them.
you said. You're all paging Jeff Probst, and then magically what you wanted to happen happened. So keep doing that. Yeah.
Mm,
So I feel like there were a lot of rookie mistakes on this episode, though, don't you think? I was
Um,
actually pretty surprised by them.
yeah, honestly, like one thing that I've been talking about obsessively ever since the episode started,
Mhm.
well, yeah, is how Shan just revealed Brad's advantages in front of everyone, like right away, like not caring what the backlash of it is. And I'm just like, for someone that's been edited so well, like as such a good player and generally viewed as a great player from what we've seen, that was just not something that she should have done. That was just like,
Yeah,
uh,
she made a number of mistakes, but yeah, that was, I mean, also, but I mean, even before we get there, right? Like, Jeannie is so pissed off, and she makes the big rookie mistake. Because the minute you start going, like, you make your own food, I'll make my own food. Like, the minute you start with that, that's like the road home. That's the
mm,
entryway onto the freeway that takes you home, in my opinion.
I don't know. I was really shocked because from what we've seen of Shan, like she's had some great moments, and that
Yeah.
was not something expected.
She's totally a villain, though, and it's kind of irritating me a little bit. But yeah, so she tells JD that that she knew about Brad's advantage, and he's all, hold up, sis, right? Like, you were all over my ass before because I didn't tell you about mine. And then magically, how does she end up getting his advantage again later? Like, that just blew my mind.
Because
He's a dumb shit too. See, that's what I mean. There's a lot of rookie mistakes
there's
happening.
like there's like post season interviews that were being made in which she explains the situation, but it's always like difficult to tell if that was actually the situation that happened or not.
Marketing
Because it
spin.
seemed like a last ditch effort, but she was way too shocked about being voted out that I believe it. Um, so yeah. Um, but
Yeah.
let's like talk about the other stuff before we actually get to the elimination because a lot happened. Like we had the reward challenge, which I was first of all really surprised to have a challenge 3 minutes into the episode because I'm like,
Same here.
are
We
they
still haven't
swapping?
really seen their shelters much or anything
Mm,
like. It's like forget camp. It's all challenges and.
Mary just said that she's been humming Shan's evil song all day.
Yeah, I bet she has actually. I could totally see that one coming. I was thinking about her the whole time, but yeah, I don't like that. She's a pastor. I don't really know what that means. Mary, if you know what it means, type it in. I can't read it, but like that's some kind of a clergy person, right? A
Pastor is
pastor.
like a
Like,
church
yeah, it's like a church
person.
thing. Yeah, like they
Yeah.
give sermons and stuff, right? So, but she's like so. She seems super evil. She's like, I can't wait. This is like I can't wait to assassinate someone. I'm like, who are
Boss
you?
pastor.
I'm like, I don't want to go to your.
Intense.
Yeah,
No, I think that a lot of people are very different people than they are players. And I mean, we always have to remember people are doing this for like a big cash prize.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's just a game where you vote people off, but people definitely do things that they wouldn't normally do, I think. Mm,
Well, and having played like a facsimile of the Survivor game, I can see how that would happen. Although I played exactly the same way I would have thought, which is be really lame, show all my cards all the time. I'm just as lame in everyday life. Anyway, so yeah, the challenge was very interesting to me.
mhm.
Um, you
I
know,
don't I don't even really care about the challenge itself. What stood out was like Heather having like a breakdown over it,
okay,
which
yeah,
is
let's talk about that.
I think like honestly like the breakdown is very justified, but this could have gone both ways. Either people could have been really annoyed at her for like bombing it, or they could
Yeah,
have been supportive of her, which is what ultimately happened. I think that it was a nice moment to see like the sportsmanship of that team. Like
yeah,
nobody like really said anything snarky. All of them were like in unison saying, it's okay, it was a reward challenge, we'll win the next one, it's okay, blah 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 blah. What did annoy me a little bit was the dramatic edit of it, because I didn't think that was necessary. But I think the moment itself was nice, and it was like it was good airtime for Heather that you don't technically take as good
yeah,
airtime,
yeah.
because it's like they were like highlighting Heather the fighter, um, because she did pretty bad at it, but like she like kept throwing it at, like instead of sitting at the balance beam like Tiffany did 2 episodes before.
I'm going, that would totally be me. Okay, that's me. That'd totally be me. Catch a ball? No, can't do any of that shit. So, but yeah, I know she must have been scared. But imagine how much adrenaline there is in that kind of situation. Like not
Hmm.
just having the other teams and like there's a big race for time, but there's like thousands of crew members around you, and
Hmm.
like that has to be very stressful. Which that
Yeah, and
could really,
it's not even like the throwing of the ball itself. Like you saw that she just had struggles getting through that tunnel, and that looked difficult. Like I
it looks
think I
hard
would
to
trip on
see.
it too.
Yeah. You have to like throw the ball at like an extremely specific rate, and it has to be the same rate that you can get through all those ropes. Anyway, but I was very surprised by both Jeannie and Tiffany, who I expected would be just as lame at challenges, um, as me and Heather would be. But no, those two were making it happen. Were you not surprised that Tiffany could do all that stuff? And that she's like that one where you throw the ball up and you have to hit it on top. Those always impress me a lot. So I was surprised by the older women in general, but obviously, I mean, and all the teams did clap for them. But here's what I think.
Hmm.
There's a whole lot of checking boxes going on so far on this season, right? It's like, what do we have to have on every survivor? Well, let's get some villains. Well, let's get some this. Let's get some that. And then Jeff saw, like, this is what I live for. The vulnerable moments where everyone pulls for each other. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, check the box, Jeff Holmes. But yeah, so Luvu lost for the first time.
Hmm.
But the real
Um,
news is, did you have more to say about that challenge?
no,
Because to
no.
me, the most important and arguably the only important part of this episode is baby turtles, man. How cool was that?
I loved it.
I was
The
crying.
highlight on the turtle that was struggling. It was
I
cute.
Well, and yeah, I was just reading about baby turtles and like how they all hatch at once and their eggs are underneath the sand and then they have to like climb out. And then that big wave came and took it, but it just like swam away. I was like, yes, go baby turtle. Maybe they meant like to juxtapose Heather against the baby turtle. Heather was just like the baby turtle trying to get out of the hole. Except baby turtle was way better than her. So
Nah, I mean, arguably Baby Turtle had an easier challenge to do. It's okay.
I don't know. That looked hard to me. All the physical stuff looked hard to me, except the swimming stuff.
Mary loved the baby turtles too.
Well,
Mm.
God, like honestly, I just want to show that like every week I see baby turtles coming out of their egg, like in different beach locations around the world. I'll come up with a name for that one. Anyway, then the winners get Nathan, the Fijian dude, who was just like, what the hell?
She
That
like
guy,
climbed a tree as if it was nothing. Like,
but
huh?
climbing down head first, that was what impressed the hell out of me. Like he's climbing, I rewound it 4 times because I was like, am I seeing this right? Like this guy is climbing a coconut tree downward head first. Like, pretty impressive. That's who you
No,
want to
that was
cheer for.
intense. Like that first like grab where he was
Right?
just like hugging the tree.
And then he karate chopped a coconut open. I had to keep rewinding because I was like, wait, that's not what it was.
Let me show you some real strength, bitch.
Right? Because I was like, wait a minute, did he just like, crack it open on a rock or something? And then it was no. And like,
No,
what
it
the
was my
hell?
hand.
No big deal. Right? He's such a ninja. He's like coconut climbing ninja. Anyway, so then we find out Erica is going to try to make a move.
Yep. She was getting like a similar storyline that people would get in like older seasons to where she got the first edit and she was like, I'm gonna make this move. And then it turns out that that move was a terrible decision for her and everyone else was talking shit about her, which
Yeah.
is awkward. It really sucks that her first airtime of this season was her getting shot on by everyone.
Maybe she's just like expendable. Maybe they
But
cast certain people to just be like filler. Or like we don't need.
honestly, it really led to Sydney winning me over because like I've been kind of hard on her the last few episodes, and then that confessional came in where she's like, it makes sense for her to target me. Like that complete and utter dry delivery of how she said it was hilarious. She's just like, I'm
I
the threat
was
of
like,
threats.
I
I'm
fucking
savvy. I'm
hate
beautiful.
lawyers.
I'm this and
Yeah,
that.
she's
And I'm
like, I'm
just like, oh
snotty as
my
hell.
God.
I'm good looking. Like she just can't go. I was like, who the?
It's just the
It
tone
made
in
me
which she
hate
said it
her.
in was hilarious. It's
All
not
I could
like
think of, she's a law student, and I was like, fucking lawyers,
she
man.
said it
There's a
so
lawyer
ice
for you.
cold that it was funny. Like I was like, okay, she's giving me reasons to root for her now. She's actually funny.
So, what
And
did you think about Deshaun and how he played Erica?
we don't really know the exact tribe dynamics of the tribe, so honestly, like I can't really comment on it. It is what it is.
He
Erica
was a good
apparently
actor, though. Like, were you convinced?
it seemed like Erica had no clue what's going on, so
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Even at the challenge that they tried to throw, she knew nothing. So
He might go far.
possible. He was like a really good narrative for this season. Like people typically don't really get confessionals during challenges, and this entire challenge was like narrated to the point where they were like telling us, "Hey, Blue is about to lose. Like Blue is full. Like Luvu is fully about to lose. Erica's gonna be sent home dramatically," and then they're like, "Psych, not happening. Oopsie."
I was pretty mad
Money.
at Deshaun, though. I was just like, stop. That's how good your team is that they can't
Did you
even.
see Nasir just pushing these blocks with one arm?
Yeah, well, what about freaking Xander doing it with his chest?
I legitimately did not pay attention to Xander at all because of the narration by the Blue Tribe. Like, I paid much more attention to the story than I did to the other tribes doing the challenge because I just wanted to know, is Blue winning or is Blue gonna lose?
Wow.
I did pay attention to Evie swimming into the wrong direction in the ocean,
I
though.
know. I felt really sad. I'm cheering for her because she seems like such a cool chick. But I don't know. This challenge thing's pretty funny. But so I thought it was funny the way that they did do the narration on that, where it was like he's like, I'm literally I'm tying knots back up. And it was so funny.
It was
But I feel like
hilarious.
if Danny finds that out, like Deshaun and his relationship is going to be in jeopardy because like Danny is an ex athlete and like I felt like he had a sense of sportsmanship. I could be
Mm-hmm.
wrong, but it just
No, absolutely. Danny really showed a lot of sportsmanship. Like you kind of know these people who just kind of shit on you for doing terribly in a challenge, and he was just like, and I don't want to lose the challenge, and like this is against my values and my morals.
yeah,
You know,
exactly though, for real. I don't know. But JD also he made another rookie mistake, which is well, he made two big ones. Obviously handing Shan his advantage again was kind of a problem. But that being so cocky at the challenge, that does not serve you. You know, I think like honestly, that's one of the reasons he went home. Nobody likes a cocky bastard who can't deliver. You know what I mean?
Money.
I don't know, man. Money.
Money.
Yeah,
And you
right.
said money, and what you should have said tribal because that's where it got us.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I think Ricard's gonna be a major villain too.
I think
They just show him enough to where you see him make like evil eyebrow moves. Have you noticed that? He's got like
mm,
villain eyebrows.
Mary says she doesn't like Sydney. Yeah, the thing
Yeah.
with the thing with Ricard is like he gets so much gamebot content like all the time. It's like he could be an interesting person. He probably has a lot of like personality traits to him that would make him like a rootable character. But what annoys me is that he just every time you see him on screen, they're like, "Oh, it's Ricard. Let's only give him strategy. He's only gonna strategize. We're only gonna see him talk about who to vote and who to get out."
Although he was doing well in the challenge too. He did well physically. I'm just saying, I feel like Sean and Ricard are going to be this season's major villains.
Definitely, but I think that Shan's gonna overpower her in the story because she has been so far.
Yeah, she's pissing me off. Let me be real. I don't like it.
Mm,
I just don't like. There's a certain level of craftiness, and then there's a certain level where I'm just like, I don't like you. But that is the game. But like, I think you have to trust some people to make it to the end. And she's doing a good job of making sure no one will ever trust her ever, you know?
hmm
If you ever hear anyone
It's
humming that tune, run the
maybe
other way.
it's like the way that she's being edited, but so far I feel like they're trying to make her storyline that she's like in full control and just like constantly has a breakdown over the decision that she has to make. Although like her stealing the advantage was kind of funny. Like I can't lie. JD had no business giving it to her.
What happened? Like, he finally got it back after he realized what the hell was going on, and she literally talked him into giving it to her again. Like, he deserved to go home for that. That's
Yeah. I think
inexcusable.
as soon as that happened and Shan mentioned the possibility of voting him out to keep the advantage, I knew he was done for.
Yeah, right. She's definitely pulling the strings, but I was like, oh yeah, Ozzy and Malcolm, these are your heroes. But you're James going home with stuff in your pocket, basically. Like,
Exactly.
I was very
But I
disappointed
mean,
in his
there's so many
performance.
advantages this time that it's really difficult not to get sent home with one.
Good point. How many are there? Well,
I lost count and I'm not even going to bother paying attention
I
to
think there's six.
it.
I
There's a
think
couple steal votes, a couple extra votes. Someone has an idol that's not even active.
Oh, you know what? I was totally even you're right. I was not even thinking about the ones with the turning the wheel, which I was so glad we didn't have that this time because that was already boring for me.
We might we might enter the merge with no idols. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
Oh yeah, no one was saying crazy things at this challenge either. And so
But
Brad,
it's possible that like we're just not getting a swap this season. It's a real
I know
possibility.
I thought they would be doing one this episode. I am
I
very
don't think there's one happening because next episode you can also see like there were previews of like the next challenge, so they're probably not swapping until the merge.
But is there a possibility that they'll never be able to put that three-part idol together?
Um, yeah. Uh, they did specify on that piece of paper that if they're like if those three are not found, then every idol will lose its power. So
Oh, you know what I don't remember or didn't notice or didn't hear? If if all three of them are there, does that give them each immunity? All three people that have them?
Yeah, it would activate all of their idols,
Okay,
but
they're all right. They're all individual idols.
yeah, they're all individual idols. They have to be activated at the same time, but if they aren't, then you just don't have it.
Yeah. Wow. So no tribe swap. Like, what would happen? There has been one season where they got down to one person. I can't remember who it was. One of the blonde chicks, where there was like one person left on the tribe, and then they just merged her in. But
Hmm.
the idol things might not come together until after the merge.
I think um I think if we saw the tribes lose, Xander's probably leaving on yellow, Jeannie's probably leaving on Ua, and Erica is leaving on Luvu. That's like my current take on
Okay.
things.
Okay.
Not
Why
sure
do you
though.
think Xander? They're probably dumb to not vote Xander off because
I mean,
he
they already voted
is a
Voce,
threat.
so why
Yeah.
not take a shot at the big
Well,
one?
Xander is just, he's right. I do not understand. I get like voting with your alliance, but at this stage of the game where challenges everything, physical challenges mostly, then it's like, why don't you keep the strongest people? Like,
Hmm.
that's why I think it'd be crazy to take Xander out before the merge. I know everyone's worried then after the merge, will they have lost their opportunity or whatever, but I don't know. I would be keeping the people who are winning challenges on my team. What is your position on that?
I think the merch is coming up, so I think people like it's not like people have really cared about challenge strength for most of the season, but I think they're particularly going to stop caring about challenge strength because their merch could come up anytime now, really.
Do we know how many episodes there's going to be? Because
Now,
normally there's 14. So I'm just curious to see, or is it, no, that could be wrong. I think there's 10 plus reunion or something. Maybe
there's
I'm,
normally like 13, but I don't know
oh,
this time.
curious. But yeah.
Normally it's 13 and the
Same here.
reunion episode.
Yeah, I'm just curious because of COVID, but I think,
I
well,
think they're still in the same schedule. They still have to vote the
that could
same
be,
amount of
yeah,
players out in the same amount of time. As
yeah,
as
right.
far as I'm concerned, the game ran on a 3-day cycle and they just took out a filler day
Yeah,
every
right.
episode,
That makes
but it would
sense.
still work the same
Yeah,
way.
yeah. They're starving to death. That's the other interesting thing is like there have been very few food rewards, and these people have
No,
like no
Flynn, we're
food.
taking away your
Oh my God,
food.
that really though, I every time that happens, I feel upset for people because I'm like, damn, how do you go? They have to learn how to do that thing though, where you bury your embers. You know, I always see that on Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, people have
It's
definitely
the
people
fire
have
to lie.
definitely shown strategies on how to like create a fire without needing flint in the past, and they can definitely like put used to it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so who did you think was the MVP of the episode? Last.
Honestly,
Mhm.
that's difficult for me. I would have to say kind of Sydney because you don't typically have a lot of people run to you and tell you that someone's trying to get you out, and then have all of them people want to vote out the person that wants you out. Um, I also think that honestly, like almost everyone on a blue tribe except for Erica really had a good episode, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think it's like between Deshaun and Baby Turtles. I think Baby Turtles are the best.
no, Deshaun had a really good episode. Like he was a good narrator.
He,
Um,
he just seems like a cuddly teddy bear. And
and
see, there's some strategy that can straddle villainous, but it didn't come
mhm,
across as straight up like malevolent. Like Shan, she just, I don't like people
yeah.
who are that level of sneaky. This is why
Yeah, but
I'm,
I think it still qualifies her for a contender for MVP, although it's like kind of boring to always say Shan's
yeah,
playing the best, but you
yeah.
know.
I'm voting for Danny and Baby Turtle. Yeah, excuse me, Deshaun and Baby Turtles.
A lot of Blue Tribe, yeah. I think so.
So who's the flop of the episode?
That was unfortunately very, very clearly. To me, that was very clearly JD
I
because he made
know.
way too many mistakes for
I
no
feel like
reason.
we should have a like because
He,
that's so obvious. We should have to have two.
yeah. JD blew the challenge again, and then he gave his advantage away, got voted out unanimously, and was blindsided. It was
No
just
fail. It's like major, major, major fail.
um
So I'll
who
start
else?
with that.
Honestly,
I think Erica just fucked up her
true.
shot.
Erica.
Somehow
Absolutely.
Jeannie like got herself back. She's a very likable person. Like, yeah, she had that little
Mm-hmm.
fit, but like I feel like I don't know what happened behind the scenes, like how they all ended up voting for JD. Like it wasn't clear to me
Mm-hmm.
like what they were doing. Like was Jeannie in on that? Did she try to
He
like there was
obviously had to have been.
I just mean, like, did they all talk together about it, and what were they saying, and was it about
No,
like
like they always they always seem to like intentionally leave things out of the episode to like surprise us what was happening. So I think Jeannie definitely like was clued in because otherwise she would have just voted Ricard if we're going based on like what's happening, but she didn't.
right,
She voted
right?
for JD. So did everyone else.
Yeah, I did, even me, and I wanted to look at him for a little longer. Okay, so do you have who's your projected winner as of episode 4? 'Cause I'm curious to see how this will change.
Um, I mean, I think Shan is one of the people that are like in the
Oh,
spotlight. I
yeah,
think that Sydney is
really?
entering that territory. I think Sydney's entering that
Why do
territory
you think that?
because the Blue Tribe is eating out of the palm of her hand right now, from what I'm seeing.
Hmm.
They had no business telling her that Erica's targeting her, and they didn't need to jump on the train to want to vote Erica out. They were willing to throw the challenge to get rid of Erica. Come on. Um,
Hmm. I'm just gonna say Deshaun because I mean probably not because I don't know. I feel like I want him to win, but that doesn't mean he's actually my projected winner. Can I vote for baby turtles again though? I vote for baby turtles to win $1 million. $1 million to the baby turtle fund. No, I say Deshaun's in the running. He's smart
it's
too. He's a doctor, so like he might have some really good sneaky skills. I thought he played it off extremely well with Erica. He did not let it. He was really like, like he played so innocent. So that could take him far.
no, like I think a lot of people had good episodes. So it's hard to tell who the winner is for a little bit, honestly.
No,
Like
I,
I'm
and
not
and I know we can't, but I still want to see like when our projections kind of.
right, that's
I,
true. I
yeah,
think after Chris Underwood and Edge of Extinction, you can't really predict shit anymore.
totally true.
Oh, Mary said that her MVP is Baby Turtles too.
Okay, see,
And the
we
flop
yeah,
is JD and Evie swimming in the wrong direction. Look
right.
at that.
Okay, so Mary, this is why you and I can never do a Survivor podcast because we'll agree on everything and then people get bored. You need conflict on a
I
Survivor
agree to
like
disagree
the Real
always.
Housewives. Yeah, exactly. It's like Real Housewives though. Like nobody likes it if there's not conflict or disagreement. So yes, and you and I think differently. Although I'm easy to convince too. That's the other thing about me. I'll change my position. I'll be like, yeah, you're right. I can see what you
Oh, you're
mean.
right. Oh, you're right. That is
Yeah,
so
yeah, you got a
true.
point there. You got a really good point. Anyway, so that's that for this episode 4 of Survivor. And thanks everyone for joining us. Mary, thanks, Mary, for joining us.
Thanks everyone for watching. It was once
Yeah,
again a
thanks in
great
advance.
time,
I know
and we
all
will
the
see
hundreds
you
of people that are going to watch
next
afterward.
week.
Yeah. Same time, same place. See you back
Kiki and
here.
Privet survive alive.
Yeah, and keep your eye on our YouTube channel for lots of cool cast interviews that are coming up. We have 90 Day Fiance podcast and Love After Lockup podcast. If you're a Love After Lockup person, Brittany from this season of Love After Lockup is actually gonna be our third co-host. So how you like us now, bitches? So have a great week, everyone.